I had recorded a full part, but because I spent too much time messing about, to be honest, and screwing up, I completely and utterly gave up on trying to salvage any footage. So you will get a short recap in the way of a few pictures showcasing the personal sepulchre. We are supposed to use these levers to navigate the different platforms, and then you can see these statues are different colored beams. As we were told, even lightning to lightning will make the lightning fade. So we have to pull all the levers until the beams turn blue, and then activate the statues will cause the lightning to disappear. Then we come and face off against the Guardian, which once killed will spawn a portal. And that is where we come in with the live footage. We have finally discovered the Noah of places, and I just want to make absolutely sure there was nothing to be found around. So Arabelle wants to chat.
Excuse me, but before we go any further, that tree, I recognize it.
She recognizes a tree that she fled to after the incident in Neverwinter, apparently, according to this game's story. Where she'd carved her and Bentley's name in, and you see just saw that tree floating around. But this is the place of places, in between where everything can be and nothing can be, and all that kind of stuff. So that explains why she sees random things.
Yes, who is it? Tired of waiting, are you, Planetar? Tired of waiting, and twice you found me. Twice you found me, but only once I'll answer. I've told you that, Planetar.
The know of places things we are the plants are because we carry the puzzle ring. And as he's already spoken to the avatar, I was about to say the planetar, she will not answer any where questions, which is a bit awkward for us because we sort of need to know where the knower of names is located. But after a bit of chat, the outcome is always the same. She will give us a second chance to ask a where question. And of course, we need to know where the knower of names is located. So it could have been fun if the game just stopped you and said, no, can't complain it, bye-bye. But thankfully, someone took into consideration that you may need to know where to go. She loves the planter, and she finally gives in and decides to accept the fact that it is a lost cause, that love, and it is out of love for the planetar that she gives us the second where question. It also the sleeping man's ring, so it can point us towards where the knower of names is located. She also informs us on how to locate the knower of names by telling us that it's basically a clock where some digging was done at a certain time, which unearthed a demon. And if it had been done 16 hours before, then it would have located what we seek. So basically, if you look at it, you'll see it when you get to it. Imagine a clock and then go 16 hours back. And that should be where the Knower of Names is located. But anyway, we have to move onwards. And in this section, I will be speeding up all the random fights, which there are still some of. I was sort of aiming to see if I could gain another level. Arabelle and the main character have a talk about the concept of the hell and the hells even, because of course there's multiple in Dungeons and Dragons, and it's rather bizarre that it's so cool. But nothing much to talk about, so let's just fight some stuff. There's a lot of giants, and we want every piece of loot they drop, because we need to vendor stuff. I don't know why Arabelle is being accepting being beaten to a pulp by a giant, but I mean, each to their own. I'm not going to question her kinks, but it just seems a bit bizarre. Half the time she seems to not really respond to anything, but the maximum experience we can get for killing anything at this point in the game is 160, which is a bit not a lot when you are trying to get 10,000 experience per level. So you can still get a certain amount of quest experience for completing quests, but kill experience, the highest gain is 160. Doesn't matter what we fight. Some enemies will give less experience than that, but that means, of course, that we are higher level than the game necessarily anticipated. So. Some loot to be had, and some Velox berries, which of course we need to use to start a campfire so we can stay warm and resist that cold thing. But of course, because we got damage reduction ring, that cold is not going to do anything. So it's just annoying that it ticks every so often. It's quite annoying sound effect after a while. But clearing this cave, looting. Interesting. More fighting, hooray! I love the fact that they keep throwing spells at him, and of course because the monks quite significant spell resistance. Anything that allows for spell resistance basically is stopped. More chests. More stuff to sell. Prior to starting this recording, I sold everything, the backpacks and bags of holding of value, because you need an awful lot of money once you get to a certain lady. So, resting, just to recharge our rest spells even, hoping that it will cause her to become a bit more active. And then scouring the rest of this area, killing stuff, looting. Not particularly exciting. Which is why, of course, I've sped it up. All the fights, all non-essential fights have been sped up, so shouldn't be too bad. It sounds funky as well, so I mean, you can see even the giants are having a hard time hitting our monk. Of course, with his obscenely high armor class, considering the fact he's wearing a robe. But more stuff to vendor. Hooray! There are some scouts, elemental scouts on the other side as well, but can't reach them and can't get over to them. And one of them cast a combust on Erebus, and we had that rod of reversal we got from the original game, which can cast dispel magic, and she walked out of it first time, but second time I got rid of it. So she's no longer burning, which is always nice, because it's an annoying visual and audio effect. So, I could equip a crossbow or something and spend half an hour shooting them, but I couldn't be bothered, so... Crystal! Well, that didn't look promising, did it? Where Masters is now in Waterdeep, and Waterdeep doesn't seem to be taking too kindly to that. So, the devils and demons are fighting. They are two different types of beings, and they are fighting each other. So we get involved and have to go through quite a bit of fighting again, and time to speed things up a touch. We are definitely working towards the final bits of this game, and I have to admit that first time I completed it, I reached the Pastor's Sepulchre and then abandoned the game for 2 years before actually completing it, because I just couldn't be bothered anymore. The expansion part, the expansion, I should say, Hordes of the Underdark, I will enjoy the first two parts of it, and then the third part, the quality goes down the drain. It feels like it's just slow down upon slow down upon slow down, and it does make some sense towards the end, but there's a huge chunk of just let's bore the player by some completely pointless puzzles that are boring to do, and yeah. I suppose when it comes to the fighting in this area, the different demons and whatnot are fighting for control. You can switch to elemental form and throw stuff, which is donkey. I would rather go around and hit stuff. Of course, at this point when we are level 27, it's not an awful lot that's going to offer any resistance, and while you can essentially gain another level, there's not much point in it unless you play a character which relies heavily on getting an extra level at this point. I will spoil it and say I will manage to level up, but at a point where it's completely and utterly pointless. But you'll get to see that eventually. They're all evil. I have no preference. I assume that smashing these braces will prevent the demons from spawning, because in my experience they kept respawning. And yes, I could have spent an hour in here grinding demons, but I didn't particularly feel like doing so. And apparently there's a mob on the ground. Lovely. Hit lords. Yeah, who cares? I was just trying to see if I could get through there with the Earth Elemental, but nope. Not to be. So. Thankfully Argus could fight the enemy that was trapped on the floor. So, got rid of him. These sides are quite tough, but oh well. Time to use our claw hand to drag us across and move into the next area. Which, lo and behold, is the area I was talking about. Pulls forth a bunch of demons, and they don't want to fight us because we are the Devil Slayer. And he's not only keen, so we get to fight quite a few of them, and that will be split up as well. I used one of each potion just to get them used. It wasn't because I particularly felt like I needed it, but regardless, as I was saying, this area is where the knower of names is trapped. I don't know if you can see it on the map, but there are dots indicating different, they're basically ice prisons. And there will be 12 of them. And based on the information we got earlier about a demon being unearthed, you can see the hole on the ground. It is an unearthed prison, so we basically have to go 16 spokes or hours and back from that in order to locate the knower of names. But before we get to that point, we have a bunch of these guys to fight. And I'm having a lot of fun having my flurry of blows getting interrupted constantly, because of course as soon as the closest target dies, then the game decides no, you don't want to keep flurry of blows active. It should be a one-off toggle, it shouldn't be toggle per fight, but I suppose. Anyway, we beat the last demon, and of course the big guy now comes around and thinks he's tough. It's the last of the Guardians, by the way. He's not particularly tough, but he's particularly annoying, and that's why I also sped up this fight. Well, most of it. He'll fight you a bit, and will throw all his spells at you, and then he will jump away and knock you to the ground in the process. And you have to run around and chase him, which becomes rather obnoxious. If it seems at some point like I feel I've had enough fighting in this game, then that's not foul. Oh, jumps away one more time, and then time to catch up and flatten him. And of course, loop. As I was saying, we need all the money we can get. So, orders from Ramas was, well, nothing important. Weapon is still vendor trash. we had to switch to elemental form and throw a catapult across, so we can use the catapult to shoot at the different prisons and hopefully open the correct one. Just doing one final rendering thing, because we need all the money we can possibly get, and then use the hand to get across. And now you can see all 12 circles. So, based on the information we gained from know of places, we know which person we are supposed to be opening with the catapult. And for ease, you just need to turn the catapult counterclockwise 4 times from where it lands, and that is where she is imprisoned. Or is it 5? 4 or 5, whatever. And then there's this little spiffy thingy where she is freed. But we will talk to her in the next part, which will be the final part, which of course will come right after this one. So as for now, thanks for watching, take care, see you next time, bye bye.